Hello friends, welcome to Science. My name is Dr. Erica and I am so excited that you are here with us during our winter science unit. We are having a lot of fun during this unit. We are going to make some sleds today and put on our engineering hats, which means be ready for a whole lot of trials and failing and getting back up and trying again and hopefully succeeding at the same time. It's a lot of what engineering is. It is just learning how to get back up when something doesn't work the way you want it, and to think creatively like, that didn't work, but could I add tape here, or could I make a cut there, or how could I make it better? Could I use a different material? These are all things that we will learn about today as we try to design a sled to slide down a hill the fastest. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you are new, please make sure that you check us out on YouTube by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and you can always support us at Patreon at patreon.com/rosieresearch. All right, so all you really need today is I'm using scissors and tape. If you want to use hot glue, you can use hot glue. If you just want to try to be extra hard and use string, you can use string. I decided my challenge would just be tape. And then I also have my phone that I can use as a stopwatch so I can time how long my different sleds take, and then my trusty old recycling bin. That's all we need, and a whole lot of creative thought. So the first thing that we want to do is make a ramp for our sled to slide down, and this is going to be something that we would like to stay the same, so that as we make different sleds or make modifications to our sled, either by changing the materials of the bottom, because maybe we think, ooh, this material's a lot slicker or smoother, so maybe it'll slide faster, or ooh, maybe if I add more weight that will make it go faster. Maybe if it's a triangle instead of a square or a rectangle, that will go faster. Well, if we want to test these things and find out how to make the fastest sled, we have to actually time them, and we need a ramp that's going to stay the same. So the first thing we'll do is make our ramp. And in my recycling bin, we have this amazing Lego set. And I am thinking I'm just going to cut off a piece of this Lego set that I can use as my ramp. So if you have any sort of large box piece, you can use that. I'm kind of digging that I can sort of put these up so that my ramp can have some edges to it, which I'm kind of happy about. And then just for the purposes of this, I'll put this part down so you guys can see it. And I will just tape it here and tape it to the table, and that will give me the same incline of ramp, the same length of the ramp, and I can time it and do those things. I'm a little worried that this ramp is going to be too steep and too short so that my timing will always kind of be the same. So I'm thinking maybe I will tape it. Well, actually, maybe I just do my ramp like this. That's a little bit of a smaller ramp. It's also shorter. Interesting. I could also maybe even extend the length of my ramp. Maybe that's what I'll do. Now you'll notice that with engineering and we put our maker's hats on, we never know exactly what we're gonna get. This is not like a project that has the same end result for all of us. We're all going to work and do our best to think outside that box and see what we come up with. There's no right or wrong answer. That's always really important. I'm gonna see, maybe we can make our ramp a little bit longer if we add on, oh, maybe if we just use this. This is a bit longer. It's a little bumpy, but I'm kind of okay with that. Let's see, do we really want it longer than that? I think we'll go with this. So I'm gonna take this piece now. I'm losing my edges, but that's okay. Maybe I'll use some of that cardboard as one of my pieces to my sled. Thinking I might try to make it a little less here. And I'm guessing that as I do this, I'm going to notice once I put it on that my ramp is going to fall flat. So there's another engineering challenge that we'll have, and that we can fix by adding some structural supports to that bottom piece. All right, so what I can do, maybe I'll use this stuff right here for it, so I can add in some pieces that will help it be really nice and stable. I can actually just tape this into a triangle and put it right there, and I've got this ramp. Now my ramp is not always the same angle, but that's okay because as my ramp goes down, it's gonna be the same ramp for all of my trials. All right, so it's okay if your ramp is shorter or longer, steeper or less steep than mine. It's okay if it's bumpy. All of those things are totally fine because you're gonna compare yourself to you, not to me and not to anybody else. Just compare yourself to you and do the best that you can do. All right, I'm gonna tape these two pieces together, make a nice stable piece. Just like this. And I'm gonna tape that on so that it doesn't change the angle later on. So I'm just gonna tape this on here. Tape is one of my other favorite building things. I love, 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 love hot glue. If you've been with us for a little bit, you know how much I love hot glue. But it feels like tape is fitting it today. It's an extra challenge for me, and I love extra challenges. We're gonna also tape this part right up like that. We'll have some extra structure and stability so it doesn't accidentally break later. All right, there we go. So I have my ramp all set up, and now I just need to put on my maker hat and think about what I want my sled to look like. I have all sorts of things in here. And before I start making it, I'm thinking I might actually test how quickly some of these things go down my ramp. So I can just put it here and then maybe try something like this. Ooh, it seems like this is sliding a lot faster. Yes, so I'm thinking maybe if I have this, it'd be more of a decoration piece, but maybe not quite what I want to use. Ooh, I have this. Ooh, now I'm gonna see which one is, do I think is faster? We could even do something like this. This one's definitely faster, which makes sense because the bottom is a really smooth plastic, and the smoothness of the plastic means there's less friction. Friction is like if you rub your hands together, they get nice and warm. It's the heat of friction, and it's energy that we're wasting if we want to go really fast. So here I'm wasting less energy and it's going into the speed, whereas here I'm not. So we're just sort of thinking about what we want as the beginning part, and then we want to think about what happens if I make it a little heavier or a little lighter. Normally friction when things get heavier is more, well, it's always more, but sometimes you have this battle because if this guy has too much air resistance here, then it won't go, even though there's less friction, it won't go as fast. So sometimes you want to add a little weight so that it can go faster and it can gain the speed to overcome that air resistance, even though you have a little more friction. That's what engineering's all about, is finding sort of these different things that we can change. I think I'm going to use the top part. I'm going to check if the top part, how the top part does. I'm going to cut off this top part because I really like that. That's a great structure for the bottom. Does that kind of go the same? I think it goes about the same. I am not sure if I really like this paper on here. I'm going to take that paper off. Oh, maybe I can't take this paper sticker off, so maybe the other one's better. We'll see. These are little things that I'm just thinking about as I'm building. And of course, we're also going to want to decorate and make it a sleigh. I don't know if we want just kids playing on our sleigh, if we want our snowman playing on our sleigh, if we want it to be a Santa sleigh with presents. These are all options that we have and that we can add. Now I gotta get all this stickiness off if I don't want it to stick to my sledding course. I gotta be really good about that. Otherwise it'll definitely go slower. I'm gonna spend a little time getting that off as best as I can. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it did not do very well, did it? Maybe instead I will go back to this. Maybe I'll cut the edges off because I kind of don't want it to be that tall. And that's less of a speed standpoint for me and more of just a look standpoint to me. And it's okay if one of the ideas that I have doesn't work out. That is part of engineering. All right. I'm just gonna cut this a little shorter. Fabulous. So now I've got this little guy. Oh, I like that. Fantastic. Now, one option would be maybe if I put skis on my sled. Maybe that will help it go faster, especially if I make the skis out of this plastic that we've already found goes really fast. I kind of want to try that out. Let's see what we can do. I wonder actually almost if we were to put these on, it'd almost be like blades. Ooh, that could be cool. And I could put one on each side. Let's see. Maybe I need to cut them. I want them to be as even as possible. So I'm going to cut a piece out of here. And that could be, will that work? Is that the right way? Let's see. We could put it like this maybe. Although I don't have two of the same. This part's sort of bent a little differently. Let's cut this part here. Let's cut off that part. We'll do the same right here. Yes, and then I could take these to the edges and see how that works. Let's see. We'll see if it's stable. I think I'm gonna also add some of this. I can cut this up a little bit too. And I'll have a few pieces on each side of my sled. So I'm gonna tape some skis onto my sled, which I really like. That idea, I think that'll really help it go even faster. I'm gonna tape one to each side. I really like that these skis also, sort of, they have this interesting sort of lip on them that I think will give it some nice stability. I wanna go on this way so I can stick it and be as symmetrical as possible. I'm going to try to measure the height so I don't have a lopsided sled. Maybe like this. Let's see. This one needs to be shorter, I'm noticing. So let's cut it a little bit shorter. Now, if you wanted to measure things, you can measure things. If you don't want to measure things, that's also okay, right? We can do just as much, wrong side again, by just having fun and building. There we go. Now I'm noticing my sled slides, they sort of flap out to the sides. So what I can do, I'm going to tape that down also so they don't do that anymore. Every time you find a problem in engineering, the goal is just to say, what could I do that would be a solution to that? And that is pretty much all of science, is just failing and getting back up and trying something slightly different. Failing, getting back up, trying something again that's different. It's what it is. And that is part of the joy and the excitement, though, when things go really, really well, is knowing you never gave up. All right. Here's this part. Ooh, that's sliding really nicely. I'm noticing that I'm hitting some things as we go. Now I'm going to time this so I can see what other modifications I do, sort of how it changes it. So I'm going to hit start, I'll let go, and I'll hit end when it hits right here. So let's see here. All right, well, that was 1.4 seconds. Let's reset it and just double check that. Oh, you have to start at the same time. There we go. All right, that was about 1.6 seconds. So the question will be, how can we make this go better? Now I'm noticing it does hit part of these bumps. Added obstacle on mine. That's okay. I'm going to add some more of these ski pieces, hoping that as I lift this front part off, it won't hit the bumps the same way. So I'm going to add in a couple pieces like that. I am really quite excited about these sled pieces right here, these little skis. And the beauty of just being a maker and no pressure is that I had no idea what I was making coming in. And now it's sort of coming together. It's fun. It's looking kind of like a sled. It's looking better than I thought it would. I'm excited to see how it ends up. All right, so now I'm going to add my second piece on there. I'm gonna try to make sure, yeah, it's a little further up than I had last time. Just like this. Okay. I'll tape these edges down so they don't pop, sort of splay out. This is a great looking sled right now. Oh, and notice how much straighter it goes now. I am really happy about that. So now I can time it. Let me pull my clock up. We'll reset it, start it. Ooh, I'm under a second. I'm at 0.9 seconds. So that was a definite improvement adding on those front pieces. I am really happy with that. One thing I'm curious about is what would happen if I added some weight to this? Would it go faster or slower if I add this one that fits all the way inside? I'm curious about that, and because we have that stopwatch, we can check. So that's always the best thing when you have a question that you're curious about. Try to see if you can find an experiment to check it. So we'll do the same thing. I'm going to start it, and we'll see. Ooh, 0.82 that time. Interesting. So the weight seems to have helped me. Let's double check here. 0.82 again. That was amazing. And let's see, we'll reset. We'll try it just empty now. Ooh, hang on. Ooh, 0.88. So it does seem that here, the extra weight might be helping ever so slightly because there is human error on when I release it and start the timer and stop it when it gets down here. So they're very similar in times, but it does seem like it goes a little bit faster with the extra weight in there. Now I can't make my sled with having a huge roll of tape in there, but I could add something that will add the extra weight. Now that I know that's what I kind of want to do, let's see what I can find here. Ooh, I have a soup can or a tomato can. Perfect. I will take this label off so it looks cooler. I could add this, and I could even make it look like it's, ooh, I wonder if I could do it like that. Make it look like it's sort of like a jetpack on my sled. Or maybe I could do it like this. I think I'm going to try to go for the jetpack. The jetpack's kind of a cool idea. Thinking maybe I really want to just come straight out the back if I cut part of that back off. That would be fun. So I'm going to cut part of this back part off. Just like this. It's nothing too severe that I can't change it back. It's not like I have completely demolished my sled with this idea. I'm just sort of cutting a little piece back that's not as important. That will let this guy, though, go straight off the back, which I think will be cool. All right, so now we are going to tie this down. My extra boosters of my sled. Everybody needs a sled with turbo boosters. All right. There we go. Now I don't want my tape to go over my ski parts because I don't want it to slow it down. So I'm going to make sure that I cut it before it goes over that ski part. Like that. Ooh, this is kind of fun. I'm liking this. My sled has turbo. Now let's see. Now we have to check though and see, did that modification make it faster or slower? Did it stay the same? If it stayed the same and I like the look better, I can keep it. If it made it slower, my goal is a faster sled, so then I'll take it off. All right, here we go. Ooh, 0.74, so it made it faster for me, which is exactly what I am hoping for. I think I'm gonna stick with this sled for now. I love it. I feel like I can really decorate it. This could be like a present compartment in here with some turbo blasters coming out and some spot. Maybe I'll put some benches in there for somebody to sit in. I feel like there's a lot of art options now that I've done the engineering part. I've tried to optimize it and make it better, and I've made it better a few different times, which makes me really happy with my efforts. And now I'm gonna change it up and see what I can do artistically to make it really look like a fun and happy sled. Thank you guys so much for joining us as we do this amazing sled engineering project during our winter science unit. Make sure you check out our other winter science projects. We'll be growing crystal snowmen, making music from water, and all sorts of other things. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and again, always support us at patreon.com/rosieresearch. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, friends.